A WWE superstar has been released from the company, and a top New Japan talent has called out Bryan Danielson. But first, a major AEW star has been arrested. News has just broken that recent AEW signing and former WWE superstar Jeff Hardy has been arrested, charged with 3 counts, including driving with a cancelled, suspended, or revoked license, violation of restriction placed on driver's license, as well as his 3rd DUI alcohol/drugs offense within the last 10 years. The arrest took place in Volusia, Florida at midnight last night. Essentially, he was driving with an invalid license whilst under the influence. Hardy is currently in custody at the S. James Foxman Justice Center in Daytona Beach, Florida, and has a bond of $3,500, with $500 for the license charges and $2,500 for the DUI. Jeff will appear in front of a judge for his first hearing on Wednesday, June 15th, the day of his planned match on AEW Dynamite Road Rager, where he was set to take part in a 3-way tag team ladder match with his brother Matt Hardy, taking on the Young Bucks and World Tag Team Champions Jurassic Express for the titles. It's currently unclear if this will still take place, although it's almost certainly cancelled at this point. But of course, we'll keep you updated with the situation as news breaks. Next up, a WWE superstar has discussed their impending exit from the company. Last week, former Divas champion Paige would announce on Twitter that her WWE contract ends on July 7th, with her set to become a free agent. In December 2017, her in-ring career would be cut short due to neck issues, with her having been hoping for a return ever since. However, Paige has been unable to get clearance from WWE doctors, but in her statement, she would reveal that her wrestling days are far from over. Interestingly, she has now added a booking email to her Twitter bio, which suggests that she is now accepting bookings, although for now it's likely for non-wrestling events, or at least non-wrestling roles, with her now going under her real name of Saraya. On top of this, she would take to her Twitch account this weekend to confirm that she will not be subject to a non-compete clause upon her departure, meaning she will be able to work elsewhere as soon as she likes. On the stream, she would discuss her exit from WWE and revealed what she was told by Chairman Vince McMahon and GM of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis, and Saraya would note, "They are keeping the door open. Both Vince and John Laurinaitis said they'll keep the door open, but that's usually what companies say. I do feel if I ever went back, it would make it more special. If WWE ever asked me to do something, it would be that much more special. There's nothing I can do. I wish I could stay longer. WWE doesn't want to re-sign me. It's not my decision. I don't want anyone to think it's my decision to walk away." Whilst it's unclear if or when Saraya will return to the ring, it seems that if she can get back to full health, she could head back to WWE at some point later down the line. But what do you think the future holds for Saraya in professional wrestling? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, a wrestling legend has announced his plans for retirement. This weekend, Keiji Muto, perhaps best known for his time as the Great Muta in WCW, All Japan and New Japan Pro Wrestling, would reveal that he plans to hang up his boots this spring. Muto, who is currently signed with Pro Wrestling Noah, would appear at the Cyberfest festival yesterday, which was co-promoted by Noah, DDT and Tokyo Joshi, with him announcing that he is set to work 5 more matches. The veteran would return to wrestling in May following a hip injury that kept him out of action since January, and he is coming off the back of his final GHC heavyweight title run last year that lasted 6 months between February and June, with him more recently holding the GHC tag team titles alongside Naomichi Marufuji before vacating the belts after his injury. He has held the 3 most prestigious belts in Japanese wrestling history, being a former GHC, IWGP and All Japan Triple Crown champion, and is known for innovating moves such as the Shining Wizard, the Moonsault, the Muta Lock, as well as the Dragon Screw Leg Whip, maneuvers we still see today in modern wrestling. We of course wish Keiji Muto a happy retirement, with the 59-year-old's 38-year-long career set to come to an end. Next up, let's go to some more news from Japan, as new champions have been crowned in NJPW. This past Saturday, New Japan Pro Wrestling would host their Dominion event live from the Osaka-jo Hall, where 3 titles would change hands. The first of which would take place in the IWGP Tag Team Championship match that saw Bullet Club's Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens defend against Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb of the United Empire. In the end, O'Khan and Cobb would walk away with the belts, kicking off their second ever reign as IWGP Tag Champions. Despite the setback, Bullet Club would bounce back later in the night when Carl Anderson successfully dethroned former stablemate Tama Tonga for the Never Openweight Championship, with the Machine Gun winning his first singles title of his New Japan career. Later in the night, the IWGP United States title would be on the line, a belt that was recently vacated by Juice Robinson following an absence due to appendicitis. United Empire's Will Ospreay would battle LIJ's Sanada for the vacant strap, with the Englishman Ospreay walking away with his first ever United States Championship. This leaves United Empire stacked with gold as they continue to invade All Elite Wrestling before the Forbidden Door show on June 26th. In the main event of the night, the company's most prestigious belt would be on the line as Kazuchika Okada would defend his IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Bullet Club leader Jay White, with Switchblade looking to begin his first ever reign with the World Heavyweight belt. In the end, White would stand tall following a Rainmaker reversed into a Blade Runner, putting Okada away with the 1-2-3. Jay White has now begun his second ever main event title reign, having won the IWGP Heavyweight belt in February 2019, a reign that lasted 54 days. However, this is the first time he's held the title since its merger with the Intercontinental title in January 2021, where it became the World Heavyweight Championship instead of the Heavyweight. This means White is heading into the Forbidden Door as the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, with him set to take on Hangman Adam Page or Adam Cole, or perhaps even both as teased on Dynamite last week, depending on the route that AEW take to crown a new #1 contender. But how do you think AEW and New Japan should book the IWGP title match at the Forbidden Door? Let me know in the comments down below. And speaking of Dominion, let's find out who qualified for the interim AEW World Championship match. At the Forbidden Door event later this month, the interim title will be on the line following CM Punk's injury, with the winner of this weekend's Hiroshi Tanahashi and Hiroki Goto match facing Jon Moxley for the belt. In the end, the ace Tanahashi would win the match after hitting an aces high, followed up by a high fly flow for the pinfall in just under 13 minutes. This means the main event for the Forbidden Door is set, with former 8-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion Hiroshi Tanahashi set to take on former AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. The winner of that will then battle AEW World Champion CM Punk to name a definitive champion upon his return from injury. But who do you think walks away from Forbidden Door as the interim AEW World Champion? Let me know in the comments down below. And next up, a WWE superstar has been released from the company. In a report from Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer Radio, NXT star Troy Donovan has had his contract cut, with it being noted that it was a policy issue that led to his departure rather than a budget cut or a creative decision. Meltzer would add that Donovan was told that he might be brought back to WWE in a year, with it being unclear as to why exactly he was released at this point. He would recently wrestle at the NXT In Your House event on June 4th alongside stablemates Tony D'Angelo and Channing Lorenzo, defeating Legado del Fantasmos, Santos Escobar, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful would later chime in to confirm the Observer report, with him adding that he has not heard of any more impending releases, with this seemingly being an isolated incident. Donovan would previously wrestle on the independent scene as Cole Carter, actually appearing on both AEW Dark and Dark Elevation before signing with WWE in March of this year. It's likely that he will return to the independent scene, with it possible that he will be re-signed by this time next year if what he was told turns out to be true. And finally, a top New Japan star has called out AEW's Bryan Danielson. Following the Dominion show on Saturday night, New Japan Cup 2022 winner Zack Sabre Jr. would speak with the media, where he spoke of his recent hints towards a match with the American Dragon, hints that were seemingly edited out by the media. And Zack would say, "Oh, I'm talking about useless pricks. I've got a bone to pick with you guys. Last week, after Budokan, I was trying to be nice and subtle. I hummed the theme to Final Countdown very beautifully, but I changed the lyrics, are we heading to Venus? But I changed it to, are we heading to Chicago? You bastards edited it out, didn't you? So no more time for subtlety. American Dragon, can you take some time out of your busy golfing schedule, the Blackpool Country Club, to find out who the best technical wrestler in the world is? I'll tell you now, darling, it's asking me. Interestingly, Bryan won the Wrestling Observer's Best Technical Wrestler Award 9 times in a row between the years of 2005 and 2013, this before it was renamed to the Bryan Danielson Award after his retirement in 2016. Zack Sabre Jr., on the other hand, has won the award 7 times in a row from 2014 and 2020, tipping his predecessor to the post, before Bryan regained the award in 2021 following his debut in All Elite Wrestling. A match between the two would no doubt be a technical masterclass and would showcase both men's in-ring strengths to the fullest, and is no doubt near the top of my New Japan vs AEW Dream Match list. They each have a win over the other in 2008 and 2009 respectively, with the rubber match seemingly now on the cards. But what do you make of a potential Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson rematch? Let me know in the comments down below. And before you go, make sure you check out the 12 most obscure WWE appearances from AEW wrestlers.